Okay, guys, so let's start. Together. I just want to do like that. Okay, here we are. Okay. I also looked for the Nasdaq that went down. Also for the indices. I see myself is if the yen can influence sorry the technology markets. Generally, we have a lot of Japan technology companies that actually are affected regarding the depreciation of the yen. There might be an effect. I'm not sure about that, but still very interesting to check. Okay. Okay, perfect. Before I start with Nasdaq, let's talk about the dollar index. That was very interesting last week. Still pushing new high here. For me, it's still like an overextended market. As you can see, we had here the trend line that was very clear between May and February 2 months ago. And you see like we totally get overextended of like this ascending channel that was for me very healthy. Okay, here at least. Even we take it like to the top here. It's still for me over the place. Okay, at least if we believe the dollar can be even stronger, we might expect a kind of retracement. We already crossed the 100 threshold here. Yeah, if I go to lower time frame, we are actually touching the high of last week. Yeah, this might be here. The first zone for the day that we should look. Okay, we should look at that zone. Wait if there is any consolidation like that in the zone. For people that already view some of my trading room, they already know that I like to check multiple consolidation in the zone to wait any distribution and then the market going down from here. We are still in the early morning, so that's something we can expect to see like a short retracement at least to close the gap. Okay, you see the market open today. It was not today, but yet there was like a huge gap here on the 15th of April. The market can go back to retest that zone. That's something I can expect on the dollar index, and that can also reflect on the euro dollar and all the dollar pairs today. So guys, have a look at this zone. If I go to the 5 minutes, we can see also even clearly. Okay, the market already gives a leg down here, and it can continue. Okay, the high is less powerful than before. Okay, we have this high. We have this high. This high. This high in the zone, and this high in the zone, and you see that the shape here from here is high, and then from here to here starting to get down. Okay, so here it's like from 58 to 67, and here it's from 67 to 71, and here 71 to even 73. Okay, so you see that the high are less powerful, so the market is understanding that we quite in a so of course it's a short time frame zone, but it still can be interesting for the day. So this is for dollar index, but if we go to the daily, it's even go to the weekly, it's like we are approaching this high here. If you can go to the monthly before, yeah, I don't know. Personally, I don't see the dollar breaking out to 106, 105 also on the dollar index. Okay, we have to get in mind that the Forex is a cycle market. Okay, generally, not all the time, but in terms of decades, you see that the market is all the time making ups and downs. I don't see the dollar with inflation and everything getting stronger even more than that. So we can expect here a leg down or any type of retracement. Okay, let me know, guys, in the chat if you agree with me or not. If you see the dollar in the next years crossing this great resistance zone that holds at least from 2015 or not. But in myself, I will go for the the realistic objective. I don't see this cross like up to here. So I might be looking for any short here on the dollar. And same, I think that if we reflect to this, we can check also for the euro dollar, for the dollar yen, all the pairs that are reflecting to the dollar instead. And let's move to the euro dollar to see what type of opportunities we can understand from this. Of course, in the short term, like in the H4 or in the H1, there might be again opportunities to make a buy. But if you look at the longer time frame and you understand what is the big picture here, I won't personally. I won't take any risk to make a buy. We are so overextended. At least if I want to make a buy, I would wait for the middle of the range. That's going to be, let's say, here on the monthly chart, or even for the daily. On the daily, if I want to make a buy, I would prefer to wait any retracement to here or to here, for example. Okay, making a buy here is like overextended. That's my point. Okay, you have multiple buying zone here. Making a buy here is, shooting on your leg. Okay, so if I go to the euro dollar right now, this is your CHF. If I go to the euro dollar, okay. Still, we see approximately the same picture of the dollar index. It's just the opposite, okay? Because we are the opposite of the dollar. We are trading the euro, not the dollar right now. You see that also the market is quite overextended. I can see also under Bollinger Bands, the volatility is quite high. And if I go to the weekly even more, okay, we are actually at the bottom. And we are reaching this zone. Okay, that there might be like here a great risk reward on the upside. Okay, of course the market can make a big dip below the low here, but for me here would be an attractive zone to make a buy. That would be the zone I would be looking for the week, and I think that was the same for last week. Just also one thing, guys, if you are in the Discord channel, we make something new, and I encourage you to participate. It's called Chart of the Week. We have opened a channel called Chart of the Week, and each week, each beginning of the week, like on each Sunday, we will send a blank graph, a blank chart, where you will be able to give your analysis on one pair, and we will see at the end of the week what the results and what the pair actually be, or the pairs actually behave at the end. So I think it's good to participate. It gives a lot of analysis, great interaction between you guys. Okay, you can also get some ideas and some analysis from other traders that trade here at the 5ers. So I encourage you to post and publish your ID, and also to compare, and we will see at the end of the week which trader was like the most accurate on his analysis. I already made one. I don't want to share it too much, but I think you already get my point. Actually, on the dollar, I won't make or open any sell position. At least that's what I think. Here we are overextended. but or I can, let's say, manage the position and stuff. You will get like my analysis at the end of the week. But still, I will be looking here for making a buy. I know it's very bearish, but that's why the risk management should be very perfect. Don't overbet these type of trades, because on the daily, on the weekly, and even on the monthly, we are starting to making the leg down. And here doesn't mean that we cannot go any lower than that. Okay, we can go any lower than that. So that's why the risk management and the management of your position should have a plan. Okay, with partial entry, with scaling in, scaling out, some type of techniques like that. And of course, like, I think everyone see this how we are, but the next how we are for making a sell, if you're still on the decision to make a sell here, will be only like to make a sell here on the daily time frame, maybe not daily, but H4 or even H1. Okay, it's connected with all the point here, connected with the supply as well, top of the supply. If I go to lower time frame, we have like this daily resistance are starting to create the market making like new legs down. We had starting to make like a descending triangle here, and it's look like we're gonna make another retest to the lowest point of I think by Thursday. This big dip was on Thursday. Okay, we actually the beginning of the London session, there is not much volatility. We are still in the Asian session. I think it's the end of the Asian session. The London session didn't start yet. But I think they're going to be like some interesting move when the London session will open, and even more when the American will wake up and start trading. So be careful on the euro dollar, and also all the dollar pairs. If I want to move to the dollar yen, that's also at the beginning I explained that the yen reached like a 20 years low in the price. I think it was today in the morning. Bank of Japan, Kadoshi, I think it was Kadoshi. I'm not sure of the name of the. It's not Kadoshi. Let me check on Google right now. If there is someone on the chat I know, or is the director of the Bank of Japan, I would really appreciate. Even it doesn't matter, but it doesn't matter. But like the Bank of Japan actually don't want to intervene in the market, like we see in the dollar CHF. We see in the Euro CHF here on the. You see here, for example. Here, the bank intervene in the market. Also here, the bank intervene a little bit. So we might see a move like that. You see, after a long, like 3 years of a trend, very strong trend, the bank can come and say, okay, we want to make like a price selling, price floor for the CHF, and it can also open for the yen. Actually, from what I read from the from any article or the news, it's before 130. Before 130, I think 130 would be, yeah, here. The Bank of Japan will not intervene and will not come and give some notification in the market. Okay, so we can, like, the market can go up to 130, and then when it crosses 130, we should be aware and we should be ready for any intervention. Sorry, on the market. So guys, try to be even ready. But if we talk to the dollar yen even more accurately this morning, there was like a drop after a news talking about the yen in Japan, and I think the president there talked about it affect a lot of economy, a lot of company on the yen, and that's why they're gonna have a look on the Forex and especially on the yen because it's the currency of their country and they should be aware of what's going on there. We know that the dollar is very strong. Also, the dollar index we see it like a few minutes ago, but the yen is also very weak. Okay, so when you have a pair that is very weak and a pair that is very strong, you see directly the movement that's taking. Yeah, I think talking on the lower time frame, we have some interesting place to make. You see, I like to find those type of pattern and structure here. Also, you see here we have a structure. Also here. Okay, this type of structure I like to identify and to understand what type of move I can do. Of course, like in the dollar yen, like in the euro dollar, I won't make here a buy as we are from here very extended. So I want to see like short on the daily time frame. Let's say not shorter time frame, but on the M5, on the M15 short scalp here that can bring high volatility. Okay, we have actually this zone that is actually holding. We have also the highest point here that can hold as well. Okay, this is like a playground for scalper here. Okay, touch the bottom. We act exactly at the lowest point of Friday. Okay. So yeah, on the daily chart, you see it's very difficult to make anything. Actually, the only time frame I would do here would be like looking for any M30, M15, even M5. If you're a day trader, I won't go any more. H4 daily and weekly, we already got the big picture. We know that it's big bullish momentum. For me, at least overextended, we already cross. You see this resistance. I think the next zone will be here. That's still above 130. And so in the middle, I already explained that the bank can intervene here. Okay, the bank can come and bring some news. So you guys have to be ready from here to here. It's like very like 400 pips maybe from here. We are not so far. So you should have a look. So this is for the dollar yen. Yeah, this is very strong. See all this subtrend on the H1. It started even more than that. You see, this is only like the H4. It's like started from March, but we start here at least from before. Talking about gold, I know that gold is interesting a lot of traders, but we are approaching like the high of the asset itself. Okay, this is the high. We struggled to break the highest point when there was the war between Russia and Ukraine, actually here. But it actually looks like that we actually found the bottom. We actually respect this area that is the 1900 area. When you see this like too deep, two pin bar. If I go to the lower time frame, you see that this zone was a very strong zone here. And actually, we started like the bullish momentum. After we test and we test and we test and attracts a lot of buyers in that zone, the market started to fly. Okay, like, and it's fly actually very healthy. Okay, there is not like a big move like that. Okay, here it's a very strong move. Okay, here it's like more healthy. Okay, like more slow but even more healthy. So that's why we can expect again to reach at least expect to see like this supply zone. This will be the next step to make anything. And you see also on the daily, it's looking very good to continue. Yeah, and if I go to lower time frame, you see the market make break and retest like a floor. Okay, you have like this zone that breaks out, make a type of retest and continue. They're going to be the same for, let's say, that zone here. Okay, make a test here, breakout, we test it 1 time, 2 time, 3 time. Same for here. Okay, it's a very we'll see actually momentum on gold. Okay, the market like break new high, make a retest and continue. And it probably continue like that. I think in the week. Actually, Russia and Ukraine is still on the target. Some investors and institutional ones to hedge themselves on the gold, and they will be looking for any buy that any opportunity on gold that can lead to a buy. They will be attracted. Okay, so let's say here if the market retraces to that zone, the market can bounce again and again. Okay, so here you see the difference between an overextended market and a market that is very healthy on the momentum. When I see here on the H1 on gold, it's like very healthy. There is like some retracement all the way, and the market continue. If I go to the dollar yen, for example, and I go to the H1, let's say even to the daily, okay, you see there is at least no retracement. There is like no stop. Okay. If you guys know crypto, it's like this chart looks like a bubble. In Forex, I don't feel and I don't trust that there could be a bubble in the Forex market, because it's a currency, you know, it's an asset that help companies and help countries, investors to exchange their currency to actually make businesses. Crypto is something different. It can actually attract, you know, some retail and move the market and create a bubble. Actually, this might be like a chart of Bitcoin, but it's actually the dollar yen. And for me, I still believe in the Forex market. There are cycles. There can be movement like that, but there will be like any let's say retracement or changing behavior as soon as possible. Okay? I don't feel the market can continue like that to 140, for example. 130 can be like achievable, like the Bank of Japan already told that they are actually looking for 130, but above that, there might be any movement in the downside. At least you see, it's like here, the market stopped and then make a sharp retracement. Okay, so that's for dollar yen. We already moved to gold. Now let's talk about the CAD. Yeah, also this was like a move on next week. It's like consolidating. It's a big range from June 2021. Even from 1 year, we have this inflection point. That was for me very that was for me a key zone. Okay, this was like this type of zone. If I go to the monthly, even more, we react to this inflection point, and then the market like create. There is still a lot of volatility. You see where we reach the extreme point, like here. But like here would be like a very attractive zone to sell. But we have also like attractive zone to buy, like here. Like here might be also a nice point to make a buy. But still we are compressing like in the zone. All the time the movement are less and less volatile. Actually, we are in the middle of the zone. I would do nothing here because it's the average price. I like to get the extreme. Okay, for me the extreme would be a retest to that zone here, or I don't know, retest to the supply here. That's what actually I'm going to check. Okay, here the main zone, here the supply. If you have I don't know, we call actually this or we call, there is a technical indicators that show us the average price or the average volume. I think I had it, but it's maybe the market depth. I don't have here. No, I don't have it here. But it's given us that here at exactly this point, 126,400, there was the biggest volume in terms of exchange. Okay, there was maybe I would say here. Okay, you see all the price turn around against average price. So doing something on the average, it will be statistically 50% on the upside, 50% on the downside. I want to have a higher chance for me to be the trade successful. I would be waiting actually on the dollar card on the daily time frame, waiting for each trim zone. If I go to the H1, we can find those kind of setups. Like actually, we have here a fresh supply that wasn't tested yet here. Yeah, this would be like the next zone to identify. We have also this zone. It starts from here. This was also an interesting point here to make a buy last week, at least. You see, it was on the H4. Double top, breakout. We make a retest exactly at the breakout here. And you see, the market takes time to create and make some pattern here, but yeah, it's very interesting. This point is like 1 to 10 risk reward here if you actually put the buy limit or whatever. But you should be all the time looking for a zone and not for a line. That's also something I repeat for traders that place a line, let's say at the top here and try to connecting the top. Okay, they would be buying, let's say, okay, they would be buying here and they would be like losing this type of. I want to be the most accurate. So I would prefer to make a zone. We are looking for a zone and not for a line. So it's the same for me for like uptrend and downtrend. Okay, when we want to create an uptrend or downtrend, let's say for here, you see, I trace like line, but it's not so accurate. I want to create some zone. Okay, we have, you see the top here. So if I go to my analysis, I would like to do something like that. It's not accurate. Here it's an extreme point. I want to connect. Also here as well, I want to connect. Even here, we didn't have a retest. Okay, the market like already make a higher high here. You see, I want all the time to make a zone and not a line. Here is the zone. Okay, maybe any other pairs, maybe pound. I don't talk about the pound today. Yeah, we are still approaching again a new retest to that zone that was actually a zone from 1 month already. This is the 130 threshold. Okay, we don't want to go any lower than 130 on the pound dollar. Actually attract some buyers here, create a demand, fresh demand that wasn't tested on the H1. Okay, we are approximately approaching here. My like approaching, you know, some buyers here. You don't have a doubt here. Stochastic is below 20 for me. High volatility on the bargain bands. Yeah, might be looking here for making any buy on the short time frame and let it run. Yeah, you see it's attract all the time a lot of seller. Okay, here it's attract a lot of seller. I think the bot are going to start right now here. Maybe not open a buy right now because it's like maybe too early. Or if you want to compound your entry, you can already start to make a buy right now. Make like a buy, let's say here just below a little bit, and open all your position if the market goes here at the bottom. Then you will have the average price at the middle, and the stop loss would be very tight. It's like 1 to 3, 1 to 4 risk reward also on the pound. That might not be bad. And I think, look, there is also a zone here that we should be very careful. And this is this zone that still is a key zone that we should get for this week. Wait a moment, you're gonna see. Okay, this is for me like also a key zone. Even like we break it above, we again make a retest to the zone. Okay, it was like a support for a few days, create a resistance for a few days, we break highly above that zone, and we make like multiple retests. Okay, so this is like for me a key zone. That's probably also going to be my first TP. If I open a buy like in the few hours or in the next days on the pound, this would be like one of my first take profit here. This is for the pound. If I go to pound yen, might be also interesting. Yeah, we are still pushing. You see the movement here on the pound yen. This is like pound yen on the weekly, and I will show you dollar yen on the weekly, and you will see like the difference. Okay, pound yen weekly, dollar yen weekly. Okay, if I go like that, that window. Okay. I will go like. So you see the difference of overextended markets and all like currency that is very weak again against currency that is very strong can make the difference. Here we see on dollar yen that like it's actually make a huge move of if you pass up to the beginning, it's already like more than 1,100 pips, and here we are like only we're also like high in pips because the pound is like much the pound according to the dollar is more expensive and more strong. But if you see in terms of of movement, okay, you see here that the price make this instead of here. For me, this is a huge difference. And if I want to sell a market, I won't sell the pound yen, but I will sell like the dollar yen because there will be like highest opportunities. I know that some people would prefer to sell the pound yen because the pound is a bit stronger. But again, for me, I would sell dollar yen. Let's go for the Aussie card. Again, interesting point here. A very interesting point. See, this actually a key zone. If I go back to more than 1 year ago in June 2021, okay, resistance 3 times, break it above. Actually, the retest was like very deep. And then we're actually testing this zone again on the H4. On the H4, we are actually approaching this zone. Okay, for me, this is not so bad. This is not like a A plus indication for me to go long here because we have the extreme point that might be here. But maybe on the short time frame we can find. Yeah, it's very difficult. On the short time frame, it's only going down. There is not like creating a higher high. Only here it's making a higher high, but then continue to get down. Yes, not the best signal for me. On the shorter time frame, I would prefer not like to make a sell. On the shorter time frame, I would prefer like to wait the market to make like a retest here and then open a sell. As we are very bearish in the H4, in the H1, but you should be careful to that zone. This is like the middle of the demand. You have the extreme demand, you have the extreme supply, and you have the middle. This is the middle demand. Actually testing this demand here on the daily chart. Let's go back to the euro dollar to see how the price behave right now. And starting to attract some buyers on the shorter time frame. Still, the market is on downtrend from this morning. Okay. All right, guys. If you have any questions, any pairs that you want to review, maybe the euro yen. Yeah, euro yen might be very good to sell, even more than the dollar yen. What is difficult for me here is that I see the euro starting to get a little bit stronger. Okay, it's depreciate too much, and the European Central Bank want to make like some changes. I see on the daily high volatile. It's like a flag here. No, this one that created. Okay. Yeah, on the euro yen we have like multiple signals. Making a sell here would be like nice. Taking a TP here, one here, and not too bad. Not too bad. Yeah, I'm sorry, look very clean. Okay. Triple bot, actually double bottom, triple top. Let's finish with the indices, guys. No, it's very important. Okay. I'll try the S&P. Yeah, I think it looked good for like it's like there is no power here, no power at all. So we can expect like a lower leg, at least to this zone. That's gonna be the middle, at least to that zone. We're still in the no man's land here. Might be. Yeah, maybe the retest of that zone. You see, I already explained not the theory, but the market's behavior that after the market retest a zone, it's called marketing retest. We had the first retest on the 12th of April. It was maybe it was last week. Actually, we get down again even deeper and we test again that zone. It looks like actually the zone is not like so powerful and we might have a leg down until this zone. Russia and Ukraine is not showing like any agreement of peace between them. It might affect the stock markets at least. And here, like there is no support, there is no like no strong momentum to take any decision on the indices. If I go to the VIX, Yeah, gap up 24. It's still very low, at least. It's still very low for me. Like the short-term trend, but it's still very low. Like we are actually approaching the bottom of the bottom of the S&P, and we are still in 24 in the VIX. VIX, for people that don't know, this is the fear indicator. It gives us the price of I don't want to go deeper into the details of what is the VIX, but it generally gives us the fear momentum on the S&P especially. Okay, so when you have high peaks like that, is that probably there is some fear on the S&P. And probably we got down. Like when you see a high movement on the upside, we generally got down in the S&P. But here you see it's like not so much. Also on the H4, you see it's this zone is exactly the same zone that we see on the S&P. This might be like an indication for us that the S&P can have today like a short momentum on the upside. Okay, at least this is good. This is good that I see the VIX here. Actually, it's starting to go down on the H1. Yeah, let's see. Very interesting to see that zone here. Why not? Okay, seeing the next momentum move zone here. Up to that one. And then from here, it can continue the leg down again and again. And we have also here, you see, this type of lower high all the time. Actually, here it's a high at the same point. Yeah, not so clear. All right, I think we approached the end of the session. I really appreciate making this forecast for the week. Let's make a short recap together. The first thing will be to check at the yen and check the price behave this week. We know that when the market can cross the 130 threshold, the bank can intervene. So we have to be very careful. On the dollar yen now, we're probably not making any buy as the market is overextended. Selling would be very interesting, but also we should be very careful for opening any short on the dollar yen and any yen pairs. Euro dollar, on the dollar index, we see it's the dollar starting to get even stronger and stronger. There is at least no retracement on the downside. But again, like the dollar yen scenario, I won't hold any dollar actually. It's actually went down too far for me yet. We can go close for the parity on the euro dollar, that is 1-1, but still I don't expect that we go any lower. Actually, we are in a, let's say, yearly and weekly demand zone, so it can attract some buyers. So expect a high volatility on that side. And on the last part, also gold is pushing up. That's what I see. It's very healthy move on the upside on momentum. So you can try to catch any buying movement on the gold. I highly assume that it's going to reach like the 2000 again zone very soon, maybe this week. Who knows? And the last thing, VIX indices might be a short retracement on the upside at the early of the week, and we'll see. Or the VIX react, or the VIX reacted, will react at least. I think that's it for today. I wish you like a nice trading week. Be careful on the risk management side. There are going to be a lot of volatility again. So try to be careful on any pairs, especially on the yen. So I wish you a nice but a nice beginning of the week. Appreciate being with you guys, and bye-bye.